Hi guys, welcome to the video, and today I want to talk about how your tight jaw is affecting your sprinting speed. And if you've got a habit, if you're a sprinter and you've got a habit of tightening your jaw when you're sprinting, then this video is for you, because I'm going to tell you why your jaw is tight when you sprint, what it means and what to do about it. Now, when the jaw is tight like that, normally what's happening is the body is going into a cheat pattern. And when pressure hits us, basically with all the stresses of the body hits us at the most important times, specifically for sprinters at its most important race, or when they're coming to the end of their race and they're tightening up, they've got challenges coming up and they're neck and neck, then the likelihood that they're going to go to their cheat pattern, their stress point, and where the body gets stressed, it goes into a kind of protective mechanism. So when that happens, the body's just going to slow down quicker. So what you've got there is when your jaw tightens up, when you've got a compensation pattern that's slowing you down. And now, for me, I'm a be activated practitioner. What I do is activate muscles so the body works in its natural, powerful state. So I instantly turn on muscles like glutes, quads, hamstrings, core, even upper body muscles. And I put the body, I relieve compensation patterns and basically get the body to work in its function, its natural state. It's a high performing state where flexibility goes, energy improves. And what I find when I initially get athletes on the table is that they've got compensation patterns going on where there's muscle overuse and muscle underuse. And that happens when muscles switch off due to the stresses of the world and other muscles take over the flak. So one of the most common ones is probably heard from your physio is your glutes are switched off and your lower back and your hamstrings are tightening and taking over the flak. And that's why we've got so much muscle tightness and lack of flexibility. So when that's going on, you need to get those sorted out. But what happens when I normally get them on the bench, the athletes on the bench, how extreme the compensation patterns can happen is when I do a simple leg test, like on the quads or glutes or hamstrings, and I get them to do the test, and they normally fail it. When I get them to tighten up their jaw and really tense up their jaw like this, really tense it up, and as they do that, I get them to perform the test again, they pass the test and they're strong. So if I'm doing a quad test, if their jaw is relaxed, the muscles will switch off. The muscle test will fail. But once they've got the jaw tightened up, then the muscle will hold and it's strong because you've got a compensation pattern there and your jaw is literally doing the work of your hip muscles. That's how extreme and incredible the body will go to. It's got to a point where all the other muscles have failed to do their job and your jaw is doing the job of the leg muscles. So that's what happens when you are sprinting at your speed, when you're trying to sprint at your hardest, your fastest, and your jaw starts to tighten. That's the high pressure point, and that's when your body will go to its cheat pattern and it'll go to your jaw, and this tightens up because that's the only way that your body is going to function. Now, if you've watched my other videos, you'll know that a relaxation is so important to sprinting, and tightness is the enemy to sprinting. So if you've got tightness going on in the shoulders or anywhere in the body, if you tighten up, then your stride frequency is going to go and your stride length is going to shorten and your hips are going to drop and your endurance is going to go as well, because you won't be able to sustain the speed for longer. So you're going to slow down quicker. So tightness affects the body in so many ways and affects your speed in so many ways. So if you've got the tightness in the jaw going on, then that's one type of tightness that's going to slow you down. It's going to seep into your shoulders and you're going to tighten up your shoulders as well. Tightness at any point in the body is going to slow you down. So this is something that really needs to be sorted out. So what way can you do it? Well, the best way is to actually get in touch with me to sort out a be activated session, a muscle activation method, because I can identify whatever compensation patterns you've got and actually switch on the muscles to actually relieve the compensation patterns and relieve your tight jaw. I bring a sense of relaxation. But one thing you could find, the next best way is to actually go and find another pre-activated practitioner near you, or try out my video on I think there's 4 muscle activations that you need to do on your hip muscles. You first go to that video, which I'll put a link below in the description here, or there'll be one up in the card up there that you'll be able to go to. They show you 4 muscle activations, quick muscle activations that'll switch on the muscles here. Okay, that's the first thing you need to do. The next thing you need to do is actually go and investigate in your jaw. So what you could essentially do is go and knead with your fingers simply in around your jaw and see what kind of tension is in there. And you've got to get in there for a while just to investigate what's happening. Now, if it's going to get tight, if it's tight in there and it's painful, which often it is, then it's got to be done. That shows that there's actually a lot of tightness and compensation up here. If it's painful, then that pain shouldn't be there and it should be relieved. So, but 30 seconds to a minute of just kneading around in there would be a good idea just before you start sprinting. And that's going to just simply, hopefully, just change your body. It's just going to relieve the tightness up in your jaw there, and might go some way to relieving the compensation pattern there. As I say, the best way is to get me to do it, because I will go more thorough analysis of what compensation pattern you have and go to the heart of it, switch on the muscles that have switched off and get your body working at a higher rate. But that's one thing you could do just before you start sprinting session. Just knead around in there, notice any tightness in there, and actually do it for every day or however often you can do it. Once you do that, that's a good way of actually identifying the compensation pattern, but obviously just getting your body to relieve the compensation pattern there. So that's a good way of actually trying to get your tightness in jaw, relieving the tightness in your jaw when you sprint. Hopefully that video was helpful for you. If you could like the video, I really would appreciate it. And if you could share it, I would appreciate that more. But just leaves me to say, give this a try, give the activations up there a try, and just leaves me to say, enjoy the week.